Hey everybody, welcome back to the Highland Fox. Today we're talking about the Australian Grand Prix.
So,
We have a lot to talk about.
yeah, I feel like everyone knows by now what happened, but obviously Max Verstappen was on pole. Lap 3, he had a brake failure and did not finish, retired the car. So that opened it up for a lot of possibilities. Overall, not like a crazy race. I think a lot of stuff happened,
Yes.
but I was expecting a lot more
Like Singapore.
elbows out, fisticuffs,
Yeah.
like fight. There was a few swaps, a few fights, but like further back in the grid. But it definitely was way more exciting. I know
Yeah.
we didn't. It aired at 2 a.m. for our time.
Right.
I did not get up for that. I love F1, not that
Not
much
that
though. But it at like 6 a.m. I was like, what? And it made it very crazy. I think that Max went out at lap 3.
Yeah.
So right away.
Just him not being in the race just added, like you said, Carlos Sainz won. So that's super exciting.
His third win.
His third win, yep. Leclerc came in second, so it was a Ferrari 1-2. Which is exciting for all the Ferrari fans out there.
Yeah.
Keeps the championship close. Ferrari's 4 points behind Red Bull now. Leclerc is 4 points behind Verstappen. So, it keeps the championship a little bit closer. It was really exciting for Sainz. But he was up by like 10 seconds most of the race.
Yeah.
So it was almost Verstappen again, but it was just, at least it was somebody different. You just didn't know, right?
And like I feel like at 10 seconds, especially, it's not a Red Bull, so like anything that could happen, like if there was a safety car,
Bad pit stop.
it does leave things up in the air.
Yeah.
So a lot more excitement. Leclerc did get past Norris
Yep.
to second, so that was like the ooh moment.
Right. Piastri
but-
was flirting with the podium places for a while as his home race. So
But it did look like Norris was faster. He had a
Mm-hmm.
different strategy, so they actually had Piastri and Norris switch. So Norris ended up third. But
it was luckily pretty early in the race.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like at the last minute they switched him. But it was kind of funny watching Ferrari and McLaren battle for wins. It was like watching the 90s again.
I don't know. I thought it was very exciting. As much as I was like, oh, I guess a lot didn't happen in the front runners, but like it was still very much like a new thing because we don't get that ever.
It was just different, right?
yeah, I mean, you
Verstappen's
only-
won, what is it? Out of the last 42 races, he's won 35.
Yeah, and he was on like a 10 winning streak
Again.
again.
So he's won 20 out of 21 races. Well, now 22 races.
Yeah,
Sainz ruined both of his streaks, which is a fun little fact.
and every time Sainz win, Russell crashes.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So
That's interesting.
So yeah,
But-
just overall like a little bit more exciting this time.
And Sainz was coming back from appendicitis surgery, right?
Yeah.
So he has his appendix removed like 2 weeks ago. That's why Ollie was in last race.
And like
So you
for the
didn't-
last 2 weeks, he was recovering. It was
Yeah.
not his normal workout sim routine.
Yeah, and he wasn't even guaranteed to race until he saw how he felt in F1. Like, Ollie was on standby for it. So I think that was exciting for him, too.
Yeah. Overall, I think Sainz did a great race.
Yep.
He himself had say in some of his strategy.
As always.
As always.
That's why he won.
Yeah. So I think Sainz had a fantastic weekend. And then Leclerc ended up second and got fastest lap. So Ferrari had a phenomenal week.
Yeah, keep the championship close, which is fun.
Yeah.
Perez in the Red Bull didn't have it. He was in, what, 6th?
It was funny because like during the race we were like, oh man, that Red Bull is so fast. It must be the car. Maybe it's Sergio. And then he just
Yeah.
stop. I don't know.
Without Max in the race, you really see that I think the Red Bull's kind of mortal. I think Max is immortal because the qual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in qualifying, they estimated a time of like, well, I forget the exact number, but it was like 1:16 was the top time you could get in qualifying, and Max put in like a lap that was half a second faster.
So like even the computer is like, yeah, Max can't go faster than this, and he was like, yeah, watch me. So I know Red Bull has a great car, the best car on the grid, but like Max like defies laws of physics.
Right.
And I think Sergio is a good driver, but like I feel like today it was just like at one point I was like, I think he has something wrong with his car.
Yeah, he just wasn't
He's
there.
just not like he went around Alonso and then was like, I'm good.
And then Alonso had the DRS on the whole time.
Yeah, Alonso had DRS the entire race. So it was, I don't know, it was just like a
Red
really...
Bull said afterwards that he had floor damage, but I don't know where we would have gotten it from. So
I mean,
I don't know.
it did look like it was a dirty track at certain points, but
nobody else.
no, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
So-
I saw that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you already kind of buried the lead a little bit, but Sainz has won 3 races, all 3 times. Russell's crashed, right? Singapore last lap, he was chasing down Sainz
Last year.
last year.
And then
2 years ago in Silverstone when Russell yeeted Zhao into the barriers. And then this year, last lap, hunting down Alonso. Alonso brake checks him. So Alonso ends up getting a 20-second penalty for it after the
Alonso
race.
didn't say he brake checked him. He said he stopped to get a better
Exit
out of
Yeah.
that turn.
So FIA disagreed. Well, Russell then loses control of the car, barrels into the wall, ends up
Sideways.
cockeyed, like this, in oncoming traffic. So he's like terrified, right? I would be too.
Yeah, I mean, he was about to get T-boned
Right.
by all the other cars.
So they had to virtual safety car the race.
So, yeah, last lap.
Last lap. So all that, cruise home for Sainz. But yeah, Russell crashed out, which is like crazy that he crashes out every time. Mm-hmm. However, Mercedes also, or Hamilton,
Yeah.
had a DNF because his engine blew up. Mm-hmm. So this is the first time Mercedes has a double DNF since 2018.
Yeah. So I feel like Red Bull and Mercedes just looked not good today. Russell wasn't bad, but I felt like his car wasn't really performing.
Yeah.
And then Hamilton went out lap, what?
15 or something. It was pretty early.
Yeah, so that's terrible.
Yeah, but he didn't qualify well. He was 9th in qualifying.
He was not in control of that car this entire weekend. I felt like practice was meh. Obviously, qual wasn't that good, and then his car just failed him. So I'm sure he's not happy.
So does Ferrari have buyer's remorse? Hamilton can't score any points, and Sainz won.
So tired of this discussion.
That's why we're just going
already.
to talk about it now, right? Let's just get it over
away.
with. This is everything everyone wants to talk about.
I mean, once again, it's Hamilton. Like, I don't know. Like, he's trying for his 8th world title. I don't know. No, it's like LeBron James. Yeah, he's like 40.
Right.
But like, it's LeBron James. Like, you're just, you're still gonna get him.
Yeah.
So, and this is like I could do an entire video on this discussion. I think Sainz wanted something different in his negotiations. Ferrari, they weren't agreeing, and like there's no ill will, and everyone has said it. It's all the fans who are needing drama in their lives because they're so tired of Max winning.
Yep.
Stop it, please.
Yeah.
Ferrari isn't mad. Sainz has been like,
I'm cool.
we're good.
Yeah.
Leclerc's been like, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
So like, no, they're fine.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd race of the season. Let's see what happens.
Right. And my easy answer to this is Ferrari made $7 billion off the signing. So
Hamilton, yeah.
Off
I guess
Hamilton,
that
right?
would,
So it's like
that would
Yeah.
change.
So say it may not be a racing decision, but it's sure as heck a business decision.
Yeah.
Nobody's turning down $7 billion.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I agree.
yeah.
The conversation's dead. We will not talk about it probably anymore on this podcast unless something else comes up. Anything else really big was Albon crashed his car heavy in practice, and they gave him Logan Sargent's car. How do you feel?
What? Like,
You crash, you're not fighting for a title, and yet you get rewarded for...
and how did he finish?
Oh, well, they gave him the car because he has a better chance of points than Sargent, and he finished 11th. So he did not get any points.
Yeah, I don't. Everyone. Sorry, I keep hitting the table. Everyone knows that Logan isn't the strongest driver.
No.
But you're also Williams. Like, there are a chance for points. I understand that, but you crashed your car.
Max said if someone had to take his car, he would have crashed his car in the practice so nobody else could use it.
Yeah. And Logan was still there, smile on his face. I'm like, good for you. Keep your head up. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's
I
why
never-
I'm
I
not a
don't
team
mind all-
principal,
yeah.
But no, I think
Yeah.
that was inappropriate.
Yeah. And I wasn't rooting against Albon. I'm not rooting against Williams, but it was kind of funny to watch you like risk it all for the guy who crashed, and then he still doesn't score you any points. So it was like you could have had Logan in his own car, and he wouldn't have scored you any points. So,
Yep.
but
That's how I feel about that.
yeah. So I think that's a lot of the big things, right? Sainz gets his 3rd victory. Ferrari won 2, keeps the
Alpine
championship
still
close.
sucks.
Alpine. Oh, speaking of sucking, Bottas and Zhao both had like 20, 30-second pit stops again. So
Okay,
apparently,
y'all,
Steak
what?
Kick One, F Sauber, Alfa Romeo, Audi, whatever their name is,
What
can't
is
figure out pit
happening
stops.
to Sauber?
Can't figure out.
Oh my gosh! Like they did a replay of a long pit stop because
was only
everyone
4
is like,
seconds.
or a short pit stop because they're like, oh wow, that's like a normal one.
And it wasn't even a normal one. It was
No,
a
it was 4
4-second one.
seconds. But we're all like, okay. Alpine and Sauber, I'm questions.
I still contend. I'm going to add Sauber into the list now. I think Ali Behrman finishes with more points than Alpine and Sauber combined.
Honestly, at this point, I just want them to be watchable.
Watchable. But yeah, well, on that terrifying bombshell.
Oh.
But go ahead. You have something else?
Did we say Alonso got a penalty?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he crashed, does he brake
Just
check?
so
him?
much.
Yeah. This is what we're saying though. Like up front wasn't a lot of battling, but like so
everything
much
else.
was happening.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
Haas got points. Awesome.
Haas got points. Last time Max DNF'd.
Wasn't it Melbourne?
It was Melbourne 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He does not like this track.
But Australia always brings crazy.
Brings some
Last
heat.
year was like what, 4 restarts?
Oh yeah, that was the crazy one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Australia
Australia,
always,
secret banger.
Yeah.
All right.
Land down under.
Yeah.
We should know. We
should
should all know that.
Yeah. So we got Japan. That'll be another late one for us, or early one for us. So we'll be doing a video a little bit later again. But until then, guys, thanks for coming.